Everybody, this is Limitless KRGN and we're doing another cool toy review, and this is technically a third party or bootleg of the saying Ape. Yeah, so this is supposed to be a bootleg of the SH figure arts of Vegeta and his ape form. I think that what he did is they used some of the molds of the figure, and then I think they bashed it with other figures. But especially I think the arms and the face are from the actual SH figure mold, and maybe the tail, but the body-ish, maybe not. I'm not 100%. But yeah, so this is something I always really wanted to get. When I saw this came out about a year ago, 2024. People were taking photos of it and viewing it, and I really want to get this. Now, at the time, people were selling it on eBay for a really pretty expensive price. So of course I tell you how much and where I got in the end of the video, but now let's actually get a better look at this figure itself. Again, it's a third party or KO figure, but man, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and Super Dragon Ball. Also, there's like again, there's moments of Dragon Ball GT I like, and there's moments I don't like. But again, I know a lot of people are going to hate me for that, but I do not like the opening soundtrack of Dragon Ball GT. It was so weird. It just didn't go with the theme. And then I really liked the Dragon Ball Z with the kind of like the heavy metal kind of vibe. I wish they kept it on. Made it a little bit different, but still kept it on. But no, again, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, we get it. You don't like it. I don't. I'm sorry. It's not a bad series, but I really didn't like the opening of the song. It wasn't. And you ever hear the actual Japanese opening of the GTs? Not that bad, actually. I heard that. I never watched the original Japanese version. I watched it dubbed. But yeah, actually, the opening music for that's really cool. Should definitely check it out. So this guy has articulation from his arms and somewhat from his leg. Now his legs don't bend, they just move back and forth. He has some articulation, but he also exposes to the little speaker, and for that purpose I think they did that so he can light up. And you guys want to see that now? So it has a really cool war that I have heard it before. I think I heard it with the knockoff King Kong. But to top it off, they also add this weird kind of like dramatic sound effect in the back. I don't know if you can hear that. Let's move closer. Yeah. And the paint on this is coming off. As you guys can see, it's a little bit chipping off. I don't care for it because it's such a cool figure. If you guys want to see it, let's get a better look. I'm going to use the rotating table so you guys can get a better look at the figure itself. You guys can see that now. Alright guys, so now let's test the articulation. Again, the articulation, he has somewhat articulation when it comes to his arms. So you guys can see that. He does spread pretty high and then back slowly. Now you do have to be careful because the paint does come off. He does have some swivel. He does bend. He does have some I don't know if he has articulation in his arms, his hands actually. I feel like okay, they do. They are just very stiff. Yeah, so he does have some articulation in his chest connected to his stomach, but there's also exposed wires, so I don't want to twist it too much to break the sound effect because it's a really cool sound effect. Even it's very basic. I like it. He does have a kick high, kick low. That's it. He cannot do anything more, but you could have him posing like he's like about to fight, or it's Gohan or Goku. Goku, he transformed for the first time on Gohan with a Piccolo, and then the last one being Vegeta, but Vegeta you need his armor. But yeah. Ugh. Okay. And then for articulation for his tail, it swivels all the way around, and then it turns the way around. Now, the paint they use for this is some weird paint that, I think it's water-based paint. That explains why it's coming off. Or what they did is they painted it, but they didn't gloss it. So maybe that's why. You could see the exposed wire. You can see there. So I may paint him in the future. Just make him a little bit more weathery and then gloss it. Maybe once or twice so the paint can stay still. It won't get scraped that much. It'll take a little bit more roughness to get it scraped, but so it can last longer. The weathering on this, especially the face, is not that bad. I do want to paint his teeth a little bit more whiter because it's not like, I feel like they use shoe polish to weather him. And that's pretty much why I use too. But I'm going to darken his nose, clean up his teeth a little bit. Yeah, this thing is really cool. Let's get a better look at his face. Now, again, I think they did use the mold from the SH Figure Arts Vegeta Ape, well, Vegeta the Ape form. That figure is really cool. I don't have that figure. I kind of like was debating about it when it came out because it was pretty pricey when it came out. Then I waited too long and the price just never dropped. It got higher and higher. Yeah, now it's a really expensive figure. So you guys want to see how tall he is? I do have a ruler and it's actually well, not a ruler. I have a. This right now. So you guys can see how tall he is. He's about almost 13 inches long. Wow, that's pretty tall. So he's a pretty tall figure. Now, I do not have the SH ones to compare its size and all that. I just have, nothing. Nothing to compare that size. Yeah, I do not have anything that size. I think I have the old Voltron from Netflix, and that's actually pretty taller than that. So if it's up there display, I just don't want to break it down. So let's talk about the good and the bad and how much I get it. So I'll start. I always like starting with the bad. The bad is it's a third party, it's a bootleg, so there are going to be a lot of flaws. You can see the paint, and in the weird gap areas, you get to the weird mold they used because you can tell this is a they copy this. It's a copy mold, and you can see sometimes the parts may come off, like the head face came off, but it was fine because I had to mess around with the wiring, was sticking out, and then the lights were kind of off, so I had to glue them in to make sure they were sealed in. But yeah, just expect that. Expect that it's a third party. It's a bootleg. So the paint may come off and some of the pieces may come off. You have to reinforce it in the exposed stomach. That's the only negativity. Now, the positive is that this thing looks really, really cool. Even as a third party, it looks really cool. I'm definitely going to weather him a little bit more. Don't get me wrong. I really like how he looks now. But because the paint's coming off, I'm definitely going to have to weather him. Just add the parts where it's chipping off more, and then maybe to appreciate more of the hair, I'm gonna use maybe like a darker brown so the hair pops out to weather it, and then coat it just so it can stay in sealed, and maybe just clean up the ears a little so you can appreciate more. But yeah, and the face looks fine. I'm just probably gonna just darken a little bit of weathering and then darken his nose so you can pop out. Just weather his teeth a little cleaner. But yeah, this figure, and if you decide not to do that and just have a display, he just looks really cool just having a display. I'm going to have to figure out where to display him because he just looks so cool. He's probably going to be one of my 90s nostalgic stuff. Yeah, he looks so cool. So let's talk about where, how much, and how much did I get him? So I have family members that live in Mexico, and they come and visit, so they asked them if they could do me that favor, if they can find this for me. They actually had to go to the capital of the city of Mexico to find this. And you're going to be shocked how much this costs. So this over there costs about, in US, about $25. And yeah, $25 for this. This is really not bad. Now, you could probably sometimes talk them down if you're over there. Maybe they'll sell it for you for 20 or even 18, depending. But $20, $25. And then they had two versions. They had this one, and they had this dark, like grayish, blackish one. I wanted to go with the brown one looking because, you know, to be more, familiar to the cartoon. I like how he looks. Don't get me wrong. The dark one supposed to be mimic more of the actual cartoon, but he's just, for me, he sticks out with this brown one. I just like how he looks. I will do more future reviews of bootleg stuff if I get my hands on any stuff, but also try to get it for at least a decent price, not third parties. Now so when he came out and people were selling it on eBay, he was going for like at least $100, $80 to $100. The price has dropped down, but people are still trying to sell it for about 60 and up, or about 50. It's not bad, but the problem is the weight and the size of this makes shipping very expensive, especially if people are selling from Mexico. I think they're charging about $35. And that's with the 50. So you still pay about almost $100 for that figure. If you can get them, sometimes you get lucky when you live close to the border of California, Texas, New Mexico. Maybe they'll sell these like in these swap meets. People will sell them at least under 30. That's the 30 or 40 is not bad. I would not mind breaking 40 for this. You know, because they got to make their money back, and I get it. So if I saw this in the wild in a swap meet for like 30, 40, I would definitely buy this. It's just really cool looking, especially the way it looks. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is Limitless KRG, and like I always say, anywhere to help my channel, leave a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment, anywhere to help the channel out. And like I always say, adios and keep collecting. Bye.